people are still gonna eat food that's bad for them. In the documentary, they talk a lot about McDonald's having playgrounds to entice the kids to fall in love with McDonald's. You know? And they actually said that it's the only place around that had a playground. The kids had to go to McDonald's to use the playground. The playground's a form of exercise. And if I remember correctly, when my kids used to go to McDonald's when they were really little, they didn't want to come out to come eat. So McDonald's having all those playgrounds was only to help benefit the kids. Sure, it might have enticed them to come to McDonald's. Maybe that's what they wanted. But the reality is, it's exercise. If they eat the McDonald's food and exercise, from my study, I think it's okay. It's a good thing. But because of lawyers and stuff and people getting hurt at McDonald's, now a lot of the McDonald's have gotten rid of the playgrounds. The one in Rhode Island, the one I usually go to, their playground had a great space shuttle playground. It was great. All the kids loved it. It's down now. I don't know the official reason. I'm suspecting that they're worried about lawsuits or someone getting hurt on it and got rid of it. They have new owners or whatever. It could have been any kind of reason. Maybe it was falling apart or whatever. But the last time I looked at it, it looked fine to me. I believe that the lawyers getting involved in lawsuits are what are causing a lot of people to get rid of their playgrounds, including McDonald's. I'm out in the middle of the river again, and I can hear a dolphin. Can't see him, but you can hear him up there breathing, and they're catching fish. One probably about 30 yards behind me. I can see his ripples right over there, but I don't see him. The iridescent is out, and I've been trying to get it on film, and it just doesn't show up. It looks really cool. You put the paddle in the water, pick a couple of strokes, and it's beautifully whitish blue. But I just can't get him. There's the dolphin right there. Saw his fin. Fishing right over there. And you can see a big pile of blue bioluminescent. A few mosquitoes out here tonight. Usually I don't ever bother me because I'm paddling too fast, I guess. But today I'm taking a break and I can really, I'm getting swarmed, I guess. If you wanted to gain weight in 30 days and money was no object, how would you do it?
Bob, first of all, I would drink Cokes all day long. I am a Coke addict, and I have not had a Coke in like 6 years. And I would eat all the French fries I wanted, and all the burgers, and I would go to the fast food places, and I would drink lots of wine, and probably might even add a couple beers in there, and I would blow up like a toad. The lawyers talk about McDonald's, you know, in the Spurlock documentary about when they're trying to blame McDonald's for the fact that everybody's becoming obese. They say a lot of stuff like, oh, it couldn't have been people are home eating. They ate at home for hundreds of years. And it couldn't be the local restaurants because people have been going to local restaurants for hundreds of years. My question is, has anything changed the way you buy your food at home and the way the restaurants buy their food in the last, I don't know, say 50 years? Everything has changed. 50 years ago, they didn't have half the preservatives they have now. So you're telling me because they go out to McDonald's, that's McDonald's is at fault? You go to any local restaurant or any local grocery store, and you're going to get processed food. Part of a mast, well, it is a mast to a sailboat, which means the sailboat is still under there. Look at all this rigging. All this good rigging is still on here. Stainless steel cables, antennas, nice ropes. This must be removed within 5 days, and I don't see the date. It's all weathered off. So anyway, this thing has been here for quite a while. Notice how many barnacles are on this baby. Yep, it's been here a while. Ain't nobody rescuing this baby. The sail's not up. Small bridge on 520 between Rhode Island and Cocoa. Oh, there's birds right there. Whole slew of them all the way down the line. a lot of food with a lot of preservatives. They have boxed cereals now. 50 years ago they didn't have. They have all kinds of processed foods they didn't have back then. So it's not just the fast foods that's to blame, it's everything that's affecting the food. I mean, every restaurant, every fast food, I mean, you can't buy food the way you could 50 years ago. Almost all food is processed now. So the fact that, you know, you're talking about, it can't be the home cooked meals. Sure, it can be the home cooked meals.
Time to sponge some water out. No, I didn't pee inside the kayak. Yeah. The first time I went out, I didn't have a sponge, and needless to say, I got about a ½ inch of water in here, and I was soaking wet. This is part of the intercoastal waterway.
And that's common knowledge. Everybody knows that. That to eat fast food every meal of every day, or even a lot of meals of every week, is not good for you. And any nutritionist will tell you that.
I got a homemade rig up here so I can film myself. I can put the camera on it and it floats. I got a little sea anchor on it so that it won't twist around so much. And I'm just going to drop it in the water, place the camera on it. We're out here paddling around the river, and this is 528 Causeway, the big bridge.
Eat healthy and exercise healthy. You will never, ever have a problem. Exercise is a part of life, and without it, we have nothing. And can I add a little note? And without this Georgiana and my family, it is everything.
And you exercise how often?
Every single morning, physical and occupational therapy in the past 10 years since I had my right hip transplanted.
I've been nudged probably 3 times tonight by probably a dolphin. I don't know what it was because I never saw it. I'm just out paddling along and all of a sudden I get a good bump. Of course, most people would probably say shark or alligator or something like that, but I'm pretty certain it was just a dolphin. Could have been a manatee, but they're not that friendly usually. They don't really come up out in the open. They might come up if you're feeding them or something like that. I don't think they would come up to me out here.
Spurlock also talks about the fact that almost 9/10 of our daily travel takes place in a personal vehicle. Walking, actually using the legs and feet God gave us, accounts for an appalling little of our day-to-day getting around. Well, there you go. That's the problem with the supersize me. You eat all that food, you don't do any exercise, you don't walk or don't ride a bike, don't do anything, and of course you're going to gain weight. He basically says it right there. Or you're going to become unhealthy just from the fact that, you know, you need to exercise to stay healthy. This is actually a pretty interesting book. I don't remember him saying this in the movie. It said walking declined by almost half in the 2 decades between 1980 and 2000. Walking decreased by half in the years between 1980 and 2000. And then they're blaming McDonald's because everybody's fat. Walking declined by half as much. It's insane. Obesity rates in children remained stable up through the 1960s. They began to climb in the 70s. And in the last 20 years, the rate of obesity has doubled in children and tripled in adolescents and teens. I'm not sure, but it seems to me that's pretty much when technologies come into being. You know, air conditionings are starting to become in everybody's home. Kids weren't allowed to go outside because their parents are scared of someone abducting them. Media all over the world is taken over, so if something happens in California, someone gets kidnapped or stolen, raped or whatever, we hear about it here. So as a result, the parents are now preventing the kids from going outside. They're actually making them stay inside and play Nintendo or basically watching TV, things that we didn't have before then. I can guarantee you that the number of programs have quadrupled in that time frame, and they're still going up. But I have to blame a lot of the problem of obesity is the fact that people are not being active anymore inside.